because now we know you can't fight. And
Oh my God. Russo'sBrand.com, where the pros are the pros. Because I know there's a lot of controversy around Mark Henry, and I've not listened to his comments, but I know there's a lot.
Well, I'm going to start. I'm just going to read the article from one of the Los Angeles news sites for anybody that may have missed all this. So Rajah Jackson, the son of former UFC light heavyweight champion Quinton Rampage Jackson, is under investigation after a violent outburst at a professional wrestling event in Los Angeles that left one performer hospitalized, authorities said. The incident happened Saturday night during a live-streamed show at the Knox Pro Wrestling Academy in Sun Valley. Video shows Jackson storming the ring during wrestler Stuart Smith's match, lifting him and slamming him to the mat before unleashing more than 20 punches to Smith's head. The attack left spectators stunned as fellow wrestlers rushed to restrain Jackson. Smith, who performs under the name Syko Stu, was taken to a hospital where he was reported to be stable but with serious injuries, including broken facial bones and lost teeth, his brother told USA Today. LAPD officials say they received a call about 9 p.m. reporting an attempted murder. By the time officers arrived, Jackson had left the venue. Detectives later classified the incident as felony battery. As of Monday, no arrests have been made. LAPD officials say the investigation remains ongoing. At the time of this recording, I've also checked. It seems like still no arrest has been made at this time. Of course, that may change by the time this comes out. So this is Mark Henry on TMZ.
Well, I mean, I say that's what happens when people are not experienced to our business. And you have to be fully educated. You got to be fully trained. And people think that that's something that's not prevalent. But like when I came into wrestling in 95, 96, I had a lot of the same issues. I didn't like the ribbing. I didn't like the joking. And anybody that talked to me that I didn't think was worthy of having that kind of aggressive conversation, they got that work. And, I don't know the full story, but I do know what I saw. And it looked like he wasn't smart to what was going on. And the dude that was messing with him bit off more than he can chew. And, you got to be careful, one, who you mess with, and two, like, what kind of example are you as a veteran for inciting a ride with a kid? And I mean, he's not 12 or nothing, but he's still significantly younger. And, you want to make sure that everybody knows what we're doing. Now that there's shows out there, like Unreal, where people see how educated and well taught and experienced you have to be at the highest levels of pro wrestling, you see why it's important to have that training like they do at NXT. Because you don't ever want a situation where somebody brand new out the box is put in that kind of situation.
Do you want to say anything on that before it goes on?
Yeah, I just want to say, bro, I swear to God, and I like Mark Henry, and I don't want to bury Mark Henry, and I even want to say I can see Mark Henry's point to some extent. Yeah. Bro, he hit the dude 23 times. Like, seriously, bro. You're pissed off. You want to punch the dude in the face while he's standing there? Fine. He hit an unconscious dude 23 times, bro. There's no defending that, Ben.
No, and I don't think Mark is trying to defend that. He's trying to say it was these are circumstances that were set in motion that, the kid's not smartened up to the business. Because you can have people outside of the business. We've seen it in WWE spots with celebrities, but they're walked through X amount of times, even at the indie level. If I got to do something with the radio DJ, I got to do something with the vice principal or the gym teacher, it's usually a pull the flag spot, or else somebody athletic, you feed in and take a stunner, but we all understand what's going to happen. This kid was a live streamer who came into a worker's bubble. and didn't understand that everybody is working in there. And underneath that is the carniness of they're using him to get his father involved, and he doesn't know that he's being worked that way.
Well, now you just involved Rampage himself, because that's his boy.
Instead, they're plucking his heartstrings, gassing him up.
I'm gonna have you run in and that motherfucker up in the mat.
You know what
ready
I'm
for that?
Yeah.
You run in on his shit, you give him his receipt. Remember what a receipt is? Give him that receipt, go tag his shit.
And he's got his own shit going on, trying to be a hero.
I can handle his own shit.
I can handle myself. That thing's gonna come whoop your ass.
You don't need his dad. He handle his own shit.
Yeah, I got my own shit. Yeah.
All that makes for the perfect storm of what could possibly go wrong now, you know?
Yeah. Go ahead, Jeff.
As an outsider, so to say, that doesn't have experience, to come in there and expect to know, to properly know what was going on then.
It's very hard to not know what your role is. And the best of it is there was no developmental system when I came in, so I was a lot like him. But the system today, why you don't hear that very much, is people go to wrestling schools, and the first thing they get taught is go in there and be quiet, don't say nothing unless somebody says something to you, and respect the people that's older than you and that's been in the system longer than you. And, whether or not he got that conversation from somebody, I don't know. But also the hazing days, the corny bullshit days are over with. Every one of these journeyman guys that get drunk before the show and sit around and talk crap to all the younger kids and tell them how the old days were, that's over with. Because the guys that's coming in are former MMA guys or college students like my son, people that's in entertainment and have other walks of life. And you can't act like, corny bullshit to these guys and girls.
How bad a look is this for?
Just so you guys know, that's Mark Henry's internet that keeps going in and out. It's not the video or anything that I can't fix.
I don't understand how Mark can say that the carny bullshit doesn't go on when this is a WWE ID property and he's referencing to the NXT excellence. This is the fast track to NXT. Ergo, the carny bullshit absolutely is still going on. And Mark trained at OVW, so I don't understand how that is. But at OVW, the carny bullshit will go on to get you ready for it to go on up there and have to go sign an NDA and kayfabe and whatnot. Randy came out of there. Randy was kicking urinals off the wall. Like it doesn't stop. And like his kid it won't be this is an overseen program and nobody ever does anything wrong around here. His kid will also be inducted into some carny hazing at a house party to get over and impress somebody the same way, so I get that he's trying to toe the line for excellence and that to keep this corporate, but as long as the indies are around, it doesn't matter if you're an NCAA athlete, they're gonna corrupt you.
How bad a look is this for the sport? Just everybody seeing this, and I believe the school is a WWE ID program.
It's not a bad look. It's not that's not the ID program. First of all, the ID program is so well polished and so well tempered.
Oh my God! Did nobody smarten him up?
Oh, he's smartened up, bro. I think he was sent to be the guy. Like you heard him say he wanted to help Hogan and do that.
Right.
He wants to do damage control.
But this isn't damage control. What he's saying, he's making it worse.
It's a narrative from an Olympic athlete, African American, and the world's strongest man, and a former WWE champion. It's hard to go against all of that when you have an opinion about what you saw, and it is true of if you're a civilian of the violence you just saw. But when TMZ Sports, and this is the byline that it's coming out. Mark knows what he's doing. He's working. He wants his kid to have a job. He wants things to be right, and I'm sure he wants things for Rampage Jackson, or Jackson's kid. Who knows how tight him and Rampage are? Did Chael Sonnen come out and do damage control with this? Even Rob, you know what I mean? There's a lot of controversy on top guys saying what's what, but then when you hear statements like that, well, that's not WWE ID, even though they have the sticker. So what is? You know, like what is some standard? I don't know. That's not where I wouldn't want to go to bat for that. I would say this program needs to be suspended until we can really get regulation into place, because we would never want to see this happen again. Yeah. Instead, it's just like dismissal. The heat's on them, and we're the good guys over here still.
Yeah.
That's not the ID program, first of all. The ID program is so well polished and so well tempered that you would never have that problem in their system. Secondly, it's not a bad look for pro wrestling. It's a bad look for the company that he performed at. It's a bad look for him, and it's a worse look for the guy that got beat up, because now we know you can't fight. And
oh my God,
that one right there.
Like, what are you?
The guy's a U.S. military vet too, so you just buried him that way, bro.
I mean, the guy thinks he's wrestling and doing a work, and he gets sucker punched and knocked out. The guy's not trying to fight. Yeah, you can't fight.
You can't fight from when you're knocked out, you pussy. Pull up,
bro. Pull up, bro.
Yeah, like zip. And this is what TMZ is gonna feast off of, bro. Right?
Yeah,
and it's a bad look for him, and it's a worse look for the guy that got beat up, because now we know you can't fight. And back in the old days, if you lost the fight, you lost your job. You know, so
he just said it's not carny like it used to be. It's professional. And 3 seconds later, he's saying, you suck, you can't fight, and you would never get hired because no one believes you're truly a tough guy in today's day and age. So which way is it? Is it the old standard or is it the new standard, bro? This is the 1984 doublethink like that we are crushed with, where we have to put one face forward, but the reality of it's something else. And we hold both of those in equal standard, even though they're completely opposite thoughts.
Yeah.
Maybe those days are over too. But in the modern sense, you know, just to correct you, that doesn't supposed to happen, and it shouldn't ever happen. On both sides, have enough respect for the business. Hey, this dude is acting up. I'm gonna give him a pass today, but you need to get him in order, because if I wanted to take his head off, I could. And then the older guys that sit around drinking at the building before the show, you get rid of every one of those guys that's like that. The journeyman drug addicts, alcoholics, wannabe tough guys, get rid of them. They don't fit the mold for the business anymore. I would never hire them at All Caribbean. If a guy showed up to my show drunk, or was sitting outside in a parking lot drinking before the show, he would never work for me.
In your mind, the incident that happened backstage that set this up, is Syko Stu more to blame for this even happening once they got in the ring?
If indeed what I saw was what I saw, which is people before the show, during the daytime, drinking and intoxicated or partially intoxicated, regardless, and you bust a bottle over a guy's head, you know, and talk trash like that guy was not going to do nothing, yeah, you're at fault. Because if he'd have put his hands on me, it would have happened in the parking lot right there.
He said if he would have put his hands on me, it would have happened in the parking lot right there, but his internet was screwy there. So.
Yeah, everybody's going to run up on Mark Henry and pull up on him and say, you want to throw down? Let's go, Mark.